Well, nothing about this pandemic has been easy, so it is hard to imagine what it is like to get a cancer diagnosis during this already challenging time. That's why we have Dr. William Regine. He is here to give us some perspective. He is the chair of the Department of Radiation Oncology at the University of Maryland School of Medicine, and he's also the executive director of the Maryland Proton Treatment Center. It's great to have you back. Thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, nice to see you, Elsa. Thanks for having me back.
So just let's start out by talking about how important it is to just maintain that regular cancer screening during this time. I think a lot of times we're at home, we're quarantining, we're trying to be socially distant, but we don't want to let the ball drop here.
Yeah, I mean, it's so important, right? The basic principle of cancer screening is that we have certain cancers because of screening. We find them earlier and they're much more curable, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the fear is, hey, I'm at risk of getting COVID. The truth is, Elsa, you have more risk of catching COVID going to a supermarket than going to a healthcare facility like we have here at the Maryland Proton Treatment Center. And it's really important for screening of prostate cancer, breast cancer, colon cancer. Interestingly, there's a new recommendation, so people are aware who are going for breast screening. If you've been vaccinated, you probably need to wait about 4 to 6 weeks before you go for your mammogram, because the vaccine actually stimulates your immune system and can produce some lymph glands that can be confused for breast cancer. So that's just come out in the last week or so. So again, for patients getting screening for breast cancer, if you've just been vaccinated, wait at least 4 to 6 weeks before you go. But definitely go, because, right, if we can find that breast cancer early, or colon or prostate cancer, we have a much better chance of curing it.
That is actually really helpful information and new information. I did not know that. So that's something that
really came out in the last week or two.
Well, thank you for sharing. Our viewers, I'm sure, will appreciate that and will spread the word on that as well. But for those who are receiving a cancer diagnosis right now, what do you tell them? Because again, there's so much going on.
Get a second opinion, right? First, like I said, at a healthcare facility like here at the Maryland Proton Treatment Center, less than 2% chance of getting exposed to COVID. We have all of the precautionary measures that are required by the CDC, and we practice them to the fullest extent. But once you get that cancer diagnosis, you want to make sure you're getting the best access to the best technology. And we're fortunate. We're the only center in the state of Maryland that offers proton therapy, which is a very precise way of delivering radiation that minimizes exposure to surrounding tissue. And we want to get that word out that people should at least ask their doctors, should I be evaluated for possible proton therapy, and get a second opinion.
And what about when someone has a reoccurrence? How do you help them handle that news?
Yeah, so good news, because of things like immunotherapy and improvement of chemotherapies, patients are living longer. And what we're starting to see more is recurrence of cancer, and not uncommonly in a place of the body that's already been radiated. Now, generally speaking, you would never think about radiating them again, but the good news is with proton therapy, because it delivers radiation in a way that spares the normal tissue more precisely than standard radiation, because it literally stops where you aim it. We've treated in the first 5 years, we just celebrated our 5th anniversary, treated 3,000 patients. Wow. 22% of the patients are retreatment for recurrence. We never used to really do that, or be really worried about the risk of long-term damage. But specifically because we have proton therapy now and that precision, we offer that in patients who develop recurrence, especially if they've had previous radiation.
Right, because you can target that so specifically. Where can people go for more information, especially on this proton?
Easiest way is to go to mdproton.com, and you'll see our website with all of the experience we've had now for 5 years. We've been really ecstatic about the number of patients we treated, and most importantly, making our center available to the entire region and making it so accessible. We make it easy. Patients come down. It's amazing. Patients will come down for a Ravens game, no problem, and they were stressed about coming downtown for anything else. We try to make it easy. It's free valet parking, and it's right in front, easy in and easy out.
All right, Dr. Regine, thank you so much for being with us and giving us all that helpful information. We appreciate it. And we'll be right back with more Midday Maryland right after this. Stay tuned.